Hi, welcome to my YouTube quick fix video. This is my first video I've ever done like this, so bear with me, but I thought today would be a good time to make a video considering I could not find any videos helping me with this issue that we were having. What happened, and this is the Cricut Maker we have here that we're working on. What had happened is we were feeding a larger mat through, and while it was cutting, it got bumped and dislodged this rubber piece on the roller here, causing it to come out of its little track, move over, which in turn stretched it out, so now it won't actually stay in that place anymore. And I found one video where a guy had stuffed some paper in there, and that looked like it worked for a few runs, but definitely not something I would want to do every few runs. And then the only other option was to buy replacement parts, which are also really hard to find since Cricut does not produce them. So you will have to find a aftermarket manufacturer, and there are several on eBay. But it does require taking apart the entire Cricut, which is a pretty lengthy process, and probably wouldn't recommend it for anyone who is not used to taking machines apart and putting them back together, as it's pretty easy to break something further. So what the issue was, again, roller, as you're running while it's cutting, going back and forth, the roller eventually works off and gets so lodged in this area that the roller won't turn at all. So first step, what I had to do was turn the machine on, and while it was rolling, and it would only roll a tiny little bit, but it was enough that I could kind of get my fingers in there like this, my thumbnails, and kind of wiggle it back over very gently. And then I would push the feed button, push it a little bit more in there. Again, just thumbnails, gently wiggling it over as the bar is turning. And I was pretty easily able to get this rubber piece back in place. Once this rubber piece was back in place, I needed to stay in place and not obstruct the feed path. So you do have, I think it was about 1/16 plus of room underneath there. So tape seemed like a good option for me. And I used just this frog tape that I had laying around. Let me zoom in a little bit here for you. And what I did was I just took a knife and I cut through the layers of tape about what I thought I would need without wrapping it around, because it's gonna be hard to wrap it and feed it under itself. So I wanted one piece that fit the circumference of the bar roughly evenly. So I did that, tore off the piece, and I just kind of slid it under there. It's a little tricky to slide it because it does want to stick to the bar. So I was using, I'll just show you guys here. We're gonna tear off one little piece, and then you're gonna want to use that factory edge of the tape. You're going to feed it under there gently, and I grabbed it with the other side of my finger, or with my other finger here, slid it over, and then you're gonna gently try to stick it to your finger, pull it up on there. You wanna line it up with this rubber as close as you can, kind of right up against it, straight. You're gonna wrap that over as tight as you can, and then you're going to wrap this piece over. After doing this, I realized that I could have saved myself a few steps because I did a bunch of multiple pieces in there, which took a little longer than it needed to. What you can do is actually cut through multiple layers of the tape there, tear off those multiple layers in one piece because you just want it thick enough that it's going to keep this rubber piece from jumping over. So a few layers of tape, 3, 4, 5 layers of tape, I think is going to do the trick and is doing the trick so far. Tear those off, do that same process, run it through there, and that has so far fixed our issue. We've done a few runs on it. The rubber is not moving, it's not obstructing the path at all, and this seems to be a pretty decent quick fix for the what seems to be a very common issue with the Cricut Maker. If you are not looking to take the entire machine apart and replace those rubber pieces yourself, I think this is a good option for you, and I hope it works for you. Thanks for watching my video.